this video, we'll discuss about minimum string length after removing substrings. So first, let's understand the question. You are given a string S consisting only uppercase English letters. You can apply some operations to this string, wherein one operation, you can remove any occurrence of one of the substrings A, B or C, D from S. Return the minimum possible length of the resulting string that you can obtain. Note that the string concatenates after removing the substring and could produce new AB or CD substrings. So what they are saying is that you are given this string ABFC ACDB. Now you need to remove all the occurrences of the substring AB and CD wherever they are occurring. So another point that they are saying is whenever you will remove any occurrence of A, B or C, D from the string, then whatever is the remaining string that will concatenate. That means if you see here I am having one C, D. So if I'll remove these two, then my string will become A, B, F, C, A and then B. This will be removed. This will be a remaining string. Now here again I will check for A, B. Because here again it will form a valid this A, B or C, D. So I'll check these also. Okay. So now if we see here, in this we have this one A, B which is matching with these and we have this one C, D which is matching with these. So we will remove these two and then let's see what is our remaining string. So it will be, these two are removed. So we have F. So if we have F, C, A, this CD will be removed. So then is B. So this will remain. Now in this, we'll check again. Do we have any occurrence of A, B or C, D? We have here, right? So we'll remove this. So now our remaining string will be FC. Now in this string, we do not have any occurrence of these substrings, right? So this will be our answer. Whatever is the length of this remaining string, that is your answer, which in this case will be 2, right? So now, how are we going to approach this? So if you see here, if I am at a character D, let's suppose I am at this character. Now to check if this is forming a pair, like whether is it forming a pair like A, B or C, D, I will have to compare this current character with the last character that I have just accessed in my string. Before this D, what was the last character that you just accessed in your string? That is C, right? So you need to compare these two. Now when you compare these two, you found out that okay, these are forming a valid string A, B or C, D. So I will remove these now, right? And then you will come at the next character. Now for B, you will again compare it. You will form a pair of it with the character that you last accessed in the string. Although the last that you accessed was D, but now C and D are removed. So the last character before B that you accessed in your string will become A. You will compare A with B, right? So every time, whenever I am at any character, I want the just last accessed character out of my string, right? And whenever I am removing the characters from my string, at that time, I want my last character to be changed to this, whatever was the previous element before these two characters which I removed, right? So basically, last element has to be checked first with the current character. So now if you think of a data structure through which we can achieve this, can you think of something? So we will use stack because it follows the LIFO principle, which is last in and first out. Here in the stack, we will always have the access to the last element. So when I was at D, I would have pushed C. So this would be my top element in the stack. And this is the last character that I have accessed from my string. So I can always compare these two together. And whenever they are forming a pair, I can always pop this element, right? We can always pop the last element. And what was our requirement? That whenever we are at current character and we are comparing it with the last accessed element and they are forming a valid pair, we will remove this one, right? So all of that capabilities stack gives us, right? So how are we going to do this? So this will be my stack. I iterate in this string. Initially, my I will be 0, right? So now I'll compare A. Now for A, I do not have any character to compare with because my stack is empty. So I will simply push A inside my stack. That means when my stack is empty, right? Then I will push the current character, right? Then my I will increase. Now I have B. Now I'll compare this B with the top element in my stack and I'll check that whether these two, like whether the top element is equals to A or not and whether the current element is equals to B or not. And the other condition would be whether the top element is equals to C and the current element is equals to D. Now in this case, you will see that the top element is A and the current character is B, which is equals to AB. So in that case, we will pop this element out. We will pop this, right? And we will increase our I also. So that means we have removed this. Now we are considering from here. So for this, what you check that if the top element in my stack is equals to A, right? And my current element is equals to B, right? Or if my top element is equals to C and current character is equals to D, then in that case you will have to pop the character out, right? And we are already increasing our for loop, so we do not have to explicitly increase it here. Now when you will compare, so you are at this index, now your stack is again empty. So when your stack is empty, we'll simply push the character. So now we'll push F here. Now we'll come at 3. Now at 3 we have C, so we will compare. The stack is not empty, so now the top element is F, which is not satisfying any of the conditions, right? So in that case also, we'll push C, okay? So if these both conditions are not satisfied, then we'll push in our stack, right? So this C will be pushed on to here. Then we'll come to A. Our I will be incremented to 4. So now we'll compare this A and C. So the top element is C. This condition is satisfied. But the current element is not D, right? So we will push this element. So now A will come here. And then we'll increment I. So this will become 5 now. So this is C. Now we'll check. The top element is equals to A. This is satisfied. But the current element is not B. So we will push it. So we will push C here. Now I will become 6. Now at 6 we have D. The current element is C. Yes. Is the current element D? Yes. So we will pop the element out from our stack. So this C will be popped out, right? And then we'll increment our I. So this will become 7. So now at 7, we have B, right? And what is the top element? A. So S dot top is A and current element is B. So again, it is forming a valid pair. We will pop the element, right? So we will pop this A out and then we'll increment our I, which will become 8. Now at this point, we have traversed the entire string. Now, whatever is remaining in our stack are the characters of the string which couldn't form a valid pair, right? So these are the two characters that remain, F and C. So this will be our answer. So whatever is the size, that will be our answer, which in this case is 2. Okay. So now let's implement this. So first of all, we'll create a stack of type character st. Then we'll loop for every character inside our string and we'll check that if our stack is empty, then you push the character into the stack and continue, right? If I have pushed it, I'll just move to the next element, right? Then if my stack is not empty, if it was empty, it will continue from here itself. It won't come here, right? So then that means whenever the control will come here, means the stack has something, right? So we can simply check that if the top element is equals to A, right? And current element is equals to B, right? Or if my top element is equals to C and my current element is equals to D. So in this case, I will do st dot pop, right? Else, if these are also not matching, then we'll do push. So st dot push C. And at the end, we'll return st dot size, right? So let's run this. So in this case, if you see, we are looping once in our string s, right? That's the only looping that we are doing. So our time complexity will be order of n because we are looping once in the string. And also we are creating a stack which in the worst case scenario will store all the characters of this string. Let's suppose you didn't get any substring which is matching to A, B or C, D. So in that case, your stack will contain all the characters, right? So the worst case space complexity for this stack will also be order of n, right? So now our test cases got accepted. Now let's submit this. So it got accepted. Thank you so much for watching.